All right, everybody, welcome back. Good afternoon. We've got some more Pro Football Focus stuff to take a look at. We did the offense earlier, so now we are doing the defense. And I don't know what side of the ball was better between the defense and the offense, but probably the defense, honestly. Like the defense, that was a pretty complete game. They did pretty much everything right, it felt like. There was very little that didn't go their way on Sunday. I don't know if you can say that quite about the offense. So this defense, statistically, they are starting to line up with the best defenses in the entire NFL. And honestly, you look at some of the points they've given up. They gave up a garbage time touchdown yesterday. They gave up points off of turnovers, short fields against Pittsburgh, like 10 points. They're grinding right now. We've got something cooking here. This might be a top 5 unit when the season's over. So let's take a look at what Pro Football Focus thought. As always, I want to remind people, I do not think that Pro Football Focus gets everything right, nor do I think they get everything wrong. I just think they do good work, and it's worth considering, even if we end up concluding that they are incorrect about some things. So please give this video a like, subscribe, click the bell, become a channel member, check out my latest video on Bleacher Report. Okay, so top line grades for the defense. Darion Kendrick, I mean, you get an interception and you're getting pressure as a slot corner. You are probably going to be getting a really high grade, 90.3. He's doing something pretty extraordinary right now, beyond what I was expecting, because remember, anybody could have had this guy. Anybody could have had Darion Kendrick at some point this offseason. We're the team that ended up with him, and right now we are getting some excellent play, well beyond, I think, any reasonable expectation. So he got the 90. Also getting a 90-plus grade was Mike Morris. My goodness. And both of these guys, Darion Kendrick, Mike Morris, are guys you would have expected to play very little this year. Both of those guys, I would have said they'll get a handful of snaps throughout the season. And Mike Morris didn't play a huge chunk of this game, but that was in a very effective 18 snaps. And we might need to have a conversation about trying to figure out a way to get him on the field a little bit going forward in not just a blowout. I understand that a lot of his snaps came at the end of the game when it was over, but we might need to figure a little something out here because we don't have a lot of depth up front. I know we're kind of overloaded on 3-tech type guys anyway, but we need to figure something out here because I've always liked Morris and I kind of gave up on him when it looked like the team was done with him, but this is pretty easily the best game of his career. And third place of all people was Ty Okada, who I don't necessarily think he played really poorly on Sunday. I don't know if I'm buying this. I don't know if I'm buying the 79.4. I think that's overrated a little bit because he got a sack as a safety, which, okay, I get it, but I don't know about this one. I'll give him credit for stepping in when we needed a player to fill in for Love, but I don't know about 79.4. DeMarcus Lawrence gets graded really well, almost leads the team in pressures and plays the run really well, does what he always does. He's a grinder, baller. Nwosu, this has got to be very exciting for us right now. He is working his way back up to effective edge play, graded well across 20 snaps, 2 pressures. I mean, if he can continue this level of play when he starts getting up to like 30 snaps a game, we're going to have a pretty sick edge rotation. And I spent a lot of time this offseason talking about someone like a Micah Parsons, but if we can be getting this kind of play from all these edge rushers at once, we're not going to miss Micah Parsons too much. Kobe Bryant, well graded as well, even though he had a bad day tackling. Jaron Reed, doing work as a pass rusher and also taking care of business as a tackler. Ernest Jones, good game for him. Boye Mafe, minimal actual impact, but in terms of general efficiency, they think he's doing a good job out there. They think he's he's playing effectively. Byron Murphy, don't know how this happened. For some reason, he gets a barely above average grade because of run defense, even though he was a completely dominant pass rusher, even by their own acknowledgement. I don't know about that one. I do know about Sleeper, though. Let me tell you guys about Sleeper. Before I go any further into this, I want to tell you a little bit about my friends over at Sleeper. Have you heard about the Sleeper app? It is the best way to experience and connect over sports together with other users. It's a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. Go download the app now. You can celebrate and chat on games in real time with others. You can get the fastest scores, news, and alerts, all that right at your fingertips. And of course, you can play in fantasy leagues and win real money on picks contests. So you can enjoy sports the way they were meant to be, together. Download the #1 sports app today. And when you go, use promo code SBN, that is SBN, and you'll get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. So check out Sleeper today. Don't forget promo code SBN. All right, welcome back. So I'm just going to kind of pretend the Byron Murphy thing didn't happen because it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but Reed and Pritchett, both okay. Unlimited snaps, same with D'Anthony Bell. Leonard Williams, because of some tackling and probably the penalty, is just kind of hanging around near the bottom here. Still not bad, though. I mean, look at how far down you have to get before you get to bad grades. Derek Hall, tackling issues, not a very good game, even though he was living in the backfield. Tyrese Knight, I mean, he was one of our lowest graded defenders, but he's still above a 60, and he's still well better than Drake Thomas, so I don't know. I know Tyrese Knight is not off to the greatest start this season, but I really hope that at some point he becomes just the full-time weak side linebacker, because I don't think Drake Thomas is as good as him. Woolen continues a really bad start to the season overall. Really annoying, really frustrating. Jared Ivey, first NFL action, gets beat up a little bit. Josh Jobe, I'm not going to worry about this one too much, to be perfectly honest. This is all because of the penalties, I think. And the penalties, I'm sorry, that was soft. Like, maybe it was an imperfect rep on some of those plays, but 3 penalties, I'm not buying it. I'm not feeling it. I'm not going to fall for the propaganda. So I'm not even really paying that much attention to the bad PFF grade. He played fine. Drake Thomas, though, I mean, there are just some limitations here, man. And I don't dislike Drake Thomas. I don't hate him. I like him as a backup, but something tells me Tyrese Knight is just the much better player, and I want to see him get more reps. So hopefully this evens out as time goes by. All right, so that's your top line for the defense. Let's move down the list a little bit here. Run defense. Let's talk about the run defense. So obviously it was good in general. By far, the best graded run defender in this game was Mike Morris. Although I will say Ernest Jones and DeMarcus Lawrence, maybe even Josh Jobe, were more impactful because they played a lot more. But look at this. 3 run stops. A team-leading 3 run stops from Mike Morris on 6 run snaps. That's got to get your attention. And there were a lot of other players in this game that had multiple run stops. By the way, a run stop is a run tackle that is for a short gain. So Ernest Jones, DeMarcus Lawrence, Josh Jobe, Leonard Williams, these guys, they're playing the run well, but Mike Morris, got to pay a little bit of attention here. There might be something going on here. I remember really liking Mike Morris when he drafted him, so if he ends up becoming a good player now, after seemingly being kind of left behind, I will not be that surprised, and I'll be pretty excited. By the way, in the irony of ironies, take a look at this. Riq Woolen playing the run really well, according to PFF. This is some monkey paw stuff. We wanted Woolen to get better at tackling and run defense, and he did, but on the way, he forgot about the most important element of playing cornerback in this league. But, hey, run defense, really good for this week. Drake Thomas, the only really bad run defender, it looks like. Murphy, I guess, also got dinged too. I don't totally understand why, but whatever. And by the way, I guess we should take a look at the missed tackle stuff while we're over here on the PFF page. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, Kobe Bryant missed 2 tackles, so he got a really bad tackling grade. For me personally, though, a lot of those run tackles were him making a crazy run blitz into the backfield and affecting the play, even if he didn't make the tackle. So I wasn't even that upset about that. D'Anthony Bell misses 2 tackles. Derek Hall misses 2. Leonard Williams, Riq Woolen, they miss 1 each. Interestingly enough, no missed tackles for Ty Okada defensively. So for a guy who misses a lot of tackles in general, he held up pretty well this week. Okay, pass rushing. Let's rush the passer here. Let's take a look at what we got here in the numbers. Pretty good. I mean, and by pretty good, I mean really good. 28 pressures in a game. Now, we'll see what Pro Football Reference says later this week. they will probably have a much lower number, but it'll still probably be a very good number. And this does indicate that we are generating consistent pressure, even if it's not the most impactful pressure in the world. Again, we're talking about affecting the play positively. Byron Murphy continues to dominate 5 pressures in a game, playing a decent amount of 1-tech. He's not getting to get those 3-tech reps a lot right now, and he's still absolutely dominant. Derek Hall, I know the stats aren't there, but he is living in the backfield. Same with Jaron Reed. Leonard Williams, I love watching that guy play, man. I love watching that guy play. Very special player. Uchenna Nwosu with a couple on very limited opportunities. Morris had a quarterback hit. Ty Okada with the sack on the blitz and another hurry. D-Law's never going to be a big sack guy, but he can get to the quarterback and he can make his life difficult all day long. Kendrick, Jones, Mafe, extra stuff there. I mean, coming from every level. 1, 2, 3 pressures from cornerbacks in this game. Also got one from a linebacker, an off-ball linebacker. Just a really, really good set of pass rushers. I think that even without one super elite guy, although Murphy's making a case that he is that super elite pass rusher for his position, we've got some pretty special brewing here in Seattle. And I don't feel like we're all the way at the end of the road yet here. I feel like there's still more road to go. I feel like Emin is going to increase things. Witherspoon probably increases things a little bit. Nwosu, give him another couple weeks. He will be where he needs to be a more dominant player. Even a guy like Tyrese Knight. There's more that we can get out of this unit. But right now, it is among the best pass rushes in the league. And it's not getting up the sack numbers yet. Those are going to come over time. So definitely wait on that. Coverage, kind of a interesting game this week. Obviously Kendrick leads the way with the interception. Also got targeted 4 times for 10 yards. Spencer Rattler's not that good. The Saints passing attack is not that good, but he played an excellent game even independent of that. Really cool stuff there. Okada got targeted 5 times, gave up 35 yards. He also, I believe, gave up the... Oh, wow, they actually didn't give Okada the touchdown. That surprises me. I thought the touchdown was on Okada. They gave it to Kobe Bryant. I don't know if I agree with that. I'll have to look at that play again to see how they came to that conclusion. But 5 targets, 35 yards. That's obviously not great. Got Kobe Bryant, 6 targets, 24 yards. I'm okay with that. It's not stellar for a safety, but 24 yards on 6 targets is totally fine. Drake Thomas, 2 targets, 14 yards, whatever. Tyrese Knight, 2 targets, 13 yards, so almost the same. So both are basically just hanging out in the middle here. The guys that got quote-unquote beat up, Ernest Jones. This is just the cost of having Ernest Jones on your team sometimes. The coverage is not great. It's not that big of a deal, though. 4 targets, 27 yards is not the end of the world. Reek Woolen should have had an interception in this game, by the way, but he slipped. That would have maybe changed the narrative a little bit, but we continue to see pretty efficient passing attacks when attacking Woolen. 6 targets, 38 yards. I need better for my contract to your corner. And Josh Jobe, I mean, the penalties are really what killed you here because 11 targets for 57 yards is not bad, but they did pick on him a little bit, and they had limited success outside of the penalties, but still, though, you can see they're still a little bit intimidated by targeting certain elements of this defense, and Jobe is not really intimidating them yet. Maybe that'll change with time, but right now, Josh Jobe, that is the guy that defenses seem to feel like they can go after a little bit. And I guess in this game, they were kind of proven right because of all the penalties. I don't know. I don't know if you want to give them credit for that or not, because I think the penalties were soft, but technically speaking, they did make some hay there. All right, the only thing left is special teams, and I mean, I think we all know how good the special teams was on Sunday, but we got some really good grades out of guys like Drake Thomas, Eric Sauber, Brady Russell, Mike Morris, Jared Reed, Jared Ivey. So some star performers here. This isn't even including Torrey Horton, who got obviously the really good punt return grade because he had a 95-yard return. Myers kicked well. Derek Young had good kick returns. Like, there isn't much to be concerned about here. There were, I guess, a couple of Missed tackles. You had a D'Anthony Bell missed tackle, so that guy just can't tackle, I guess. Surratt also. Dixon missed a tackle as well. Russell and Morris, but even then, they still got good grades, so that's kind of amusing how that works out sometimes. All right, that's it for Pro Football Focus on the defense. I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. Maybe another video later today. We'll see. See you guys soon.